right, there we go. Hey everyone, Richard Carlton here. Welcome to another great day of FileMaker training at fmtraining.tv. I'm the creator of fmtraining.tv, where you can learn all about the FileMaker platform and learn how to build better FileMaker applications for you, your customers, your organization. This broadcast is completely free to everyone and is being broadcast in high definition to Discord, YouTube, and to Twitch. This broadcast is being recorded, which is really great. Of course, we might clean up the recording a little bit, so if we make a malfunction during the live stream, then of course we reserve the right to clean that up on the recording later on. However, because it's a live broadcast, we encourage you to ask questions. In fact, some people get aggravated when there's this dialogue with you and we ask questions. We want questions. If you have a question, odds are other people have the question too. And so I want to thank everyone for logging in, Ken and TK and Dave One, Dave Learning, Ed, Elzo, Carol, Jake, Mike, all of you, welcome once again to another great broadcast. Now, as a reminder, if you want to check out the upcoming broadcast, go to fmtraining.tv, press the left tab for the live button. You can see the upcoming broadcast schedule. That's pretty awesome. Additionally, if you want to help support this channel, right? We always say this, this broadcast is brought to you by fmtraining.tv, bringing you the greatest and the most entertaining FileMaker training videos available. So the idea is that if you want to help support the channel, make sure you check out our on-demand video bundles. We have videos that cover the latest version of FileMaker. We have videos that cover the deploy course. In fact, we used to sell the courses individually. Anymore, it's just much simpler to sell a complete bundle for a low price. We do this on an annual basis. So if you buy one of the bundles, that really helps support the channel. It ensures that we can keep coming back every day because this broadcast actually takes a lot of money to run. The people here don't work for free. Day 2, custom functions, action.
Okay. So, welcome
custom
to
functions.
This.
Stop. Custom. It was not custom functions. What did I say?
No.
Custom menus.
Custom menus.
I feel stupid. Custom
and
menus.
not privilege set neither.
Not privilege sets either.
Okay, guys. Thank you for being here today. This is day 2 on the custom menu, so we are going to continue the walkthrough of the where the damage are, right? So I hope so far you get more comfortable now, at least to crack the nut of this, and to get inside, right? So I'm going to continue to dig a little bit. Tomorrow will be a real world application and very advanced application of this, what we are going today, what we are going to say today, and what we said yesterday, right? So you need to follow up those days, and tomorrow I'm going to show you how far you can go. Okay, it's not like you will have to do that because sometimes I'm going to lose some of you. I'm sure on this, but at least I want you to see, and I want you to see how cool it could be. Okay. And then that gives you an incentive to learn it, right? Okay. So let me share my screen right quick. Yes, I know. Okay. Okay. So yesterday we dug a little bit here in the menu, and we've learned about how to okay. First of all, we've learned what a menu set was. A menu set is the bar here, the raw bar on top. This is a menu set. And the custom menu, okay, is this one. This is a custom menu. And a menu set has multiple custom menus, okay? So this is how it works. And each time you want to have and we learn also that you can share in different sets. You can share the same custom menu and have only some difference, because most of the time, the edit stay there, the files stay there, or you can have a different, but you know what I mean, right? So you can have different, you can share the same menu inside multiple menu sets, so you don't need to duplicate everything all the time. So yesterday, so let's continue what we were talking about yesterday. Okay, so I have here a custom menu that I remove things, and so I want to show you now. So we've learned the part here. We've learned this part here. We've learned this part here. Okay, we learned this part yesterday. So now we are going to go underneath here. We are going to learn this. Okay. So here, so what you need to understand now, it's yesterday I didn't show you this, but you have include in mode. So you include. So this is mode sensitive. I forgot to tell you that. Sorry for that. This is mode sensitive. So that means, let's say you have a request nick, right? And you have the contacts. Okay. So the request will be in the find mode, and the contact will be in the browse mode. You know what I mean? If you put the request, if you put in both, for example, you have the request in both, right? So this is where you say, okay, I want the request in find mode only. So when you switch mode, so the nick contact will go away. If you switch mode, oh, okay, hold on. I need to switch to this menu here. Okay, so nick's contact will go away if I go find mode. So if I go find mode here, nick contact become requests. Okay, so it's what's the name? This is where you decide when to install between the modes. Browse, find, and preview. Okay, so no need to have a script for that. Okay, so you can have a script that do that for you. You have this option that do that for you. So let's continue a little bit here. So now we need to understand what this is. Okay, so here you need to bear with me here a little bit because this will get hairy a little bit. Okay, so you have command, submenu, and separator. Okay, so what is a submenu? So what FileMaker call a submenu, right? This is a submenu, So it's a submenu, and this is a submenu. Okay, so why this one is a submenu and it's inside the menu? It's a menu itself because you can use a submenu as a menu. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate that to you right quick. So let's create a new from scratch. Okay. And I create here a new item, so let's call that test. Okay. And I'm creating a new item that is unknown. I don't know what it is. Okay. We don't know. So here you have to decide what that will be. It could be a command, a submenu, or a separator. So separator, that's easy. Everybody knows what a separator is. Okay. Separator is this, the between go request, and this is a separator. Okay. But what is command? Okay. Command is you want to base your menu on something that is existing, like open or copy, paste, delete, new, right? So you say, I want to base on the command, and you select what command it is. So pretty much here you have all the commands: delete record, delete all, cut, all alphabetically. You want Excel, export, file option, and sometimes you can see you will have things that normally you don't have in the menu, right? Like mail, for example, you don't have a menu, send mail, right? You don't, so you can have like ODBC data source. You don't have a menu for that, right? You can have this, but it's not there. It's not directly inside the menu. So you pretty much you have everything that you can have, all the command FileMaker commands, and here that tells you where it appears normally. When I say normally appears on, is on the FileMaker default menu. You know, the FileMaker standard default menu. Okay, so you can sort by this and say, okay, all of this appears in the edit. This is in favorites. This is in file. This is in file replace. This is in go to record. So you see, for example, this. See, those are things that you go there, right? So it's so it's very simple to understand what's going on here. So let's say I want a new, I want new record. Okay, bam. So you have a new record here. So what this will do, is based on our existing command. So it will do what the FileMaker new record's doing. So you don't need a script for that, because it's it's a basic, it's a command that is already existing in FileMaker. So that being said, it can be. So now we understand what command is. It's very important, and that please keep that in mind. That sometimes you have when you take the base on existing command, okay, that means you take everything with it. The behavior, that's very important. The behavior. Sometimes you have a command that is grayed out because it's not available in the state in your current state. Let's do something here. See here, for example, delete request is grayed out. Why? Because I have only one request. If I have 2 requests or 3 requests, now delete request is there. That means when you go to the custom menu, right, and you say you want, a new based on the command, right, you get the default, you get the behavior that is associated with that command as it was in the normal menu. So if it's what's the name? If the command is grayed out, depending on the current state of your window or your current state, where on the current state you are now with FileMaker, that this command will follow the same rule. So this is very, 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 very important. And by default, doing though, you are inheriting the shortcuts and the name. That is the default, So now we learn what the command is. Okay. So what a submenu is. Okay. Let's say, I want this to be, those are submenus. So this is what a submenu. I can get my file. Okay. A submenu is this. This is a submenu. This is a submenu, This is a submenu. This, what I mean? This is a submenu, this and this. Okay. Submenu is this. So I can get I can get everything that is here in the custom menus, everything that is here, plus all the default submenu that FileMaker offers by default. I can get them into a submenu. For example, when you go, when you go there. So let's create this, and you say, okay, I want to create a submenu, and I want the Windows submenu, okay, and I want, I don't know, the sharing, and I want what's the name? I want an edit, completely edit, an edit menu, a complete edit menu, for example, as a submenu. So let's say I'm adding those, okay, and I do this, and then I said, okay, let's try this. So to try this custom menu, I need to create a new menu set I call test, and I need to include that menu here, okay, inside the menu set, because a custom menu cannot be applied, cannot be used without a menu set that calls it, okay? So let's call this menu set here. Here, window, sharing, edit. And I got all the submenu as well that get with this, right? So you know what I mean. So it's very powerful here, because you can build your own menu and do crazy thing with the menus, okay? And what is very funny is that so let's say this is a test, test, okay? But what is very funny here is that you can call as a submenu this test as well. So this becomes now, look at this. I'm adding the new untitled. Now you have this. So you can have, since you can put in the menu any submenu. So here, what I got, I added this menu as a submenu, so that now becomes so you have no end here. You can go crazy. So what the demonstration here is to say, okay, how to create a submenu like this, right? So it's simple. You create every menu you create here can become, everything you have created here can become a submenu. On top of this, you have access also to default submenu that FileMaker put in brackets here. Manage, find, replace. You can have find, replace. You can have manage database. Where's the manage? I saw it here. You can go crazy. Okay. So you can create your own super duper menu. Like, for example, you can create your own developer menu, because sometimes it gets on your nerve to have to have something that is not accessible right away, or you use something very important, right? Sometimes I want it, right? So you can build your own menu for developers. With the tools you need, the tool you use the most, right? So I saw here there's one question from blah, 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 UK lad. Okay, so you could create, so that's a question. You could create one custom menu called menu, and then all the submenu you want to create on one vertical menu rather to filling up the top bar. Exactly. So you can, let's say, let's do a demonstration, UK, okay? You know what? I want a menu, okay? And this menu, it's a submenu, and I call it Super Nick, okay? And what it is this submenu here, right? And I want this to be what's the name? File. I want this to be no, sorry, I shouldn't know that. So I want this to be file. I create here. I want that to be edits. I want this to be view. Where's the view? View. I want this to be, I don't know, scripts. Script. I want this to be window. Window, right? So I have a kind of a crazy thing here, right? So this is sub menu. Let's call that super sub menu, okay? And now let's take this one, and I want to call, let's remove this one here. Let's remove those, right? And put a sub menu, and I want to put the super sub menu, right? And I call that crazy sub menu, okay? And look at this. So now I have the test here. Let's have this. Let's call this the test again here. Okay. Demonstration, right? So is there a limit to the? I don't think so. Ken ask, is that a limit? Really, to be honest with you, try, because I don't think anybody tried. I think the limit will be maybe the screen, because it will arrive a moment where bum, 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 you out of screen. So maybe Robin, you're right. Maybe it's depend on the OS. I wouldn't be surprised if Windows put some limitation here, because Windows blep. But at the level of annoyance and frustration, you want to give your user, of course, because I mean, arrive a moment, it will become like crazy. But let's say, for example, it could be nice. Could it be nice to have a menu, for example, if you open, like me, for example, I'm opening files all day long. It's would it be cool to add in my super menu here, or to add in my test here? Let's add, the recent, right? Just directly here. Okay, so let me do something different here. So I don't want that. This is not what I wanted. So let's remove recent here, but let's add inside here. Let's add recent. Okay, directly, and let's add import directly in the menu, right? Recent import, right? So it could be nice, right? Instead of doing a file recent, you know what I mean? So you can build your own thing, right? So look, it's very cool. Okay, so what you need to know now, okay, I think you guys got the point here. I know it's kind of hairy a little bit, but it's not that complicated. What you need to know is everything that you have here can be a submenu. So what you can create, you create a submenu that inside you call other menus, that inside you call other menu, that calls other menu, that calls other menus, and then you can have all this cascading thing in like this. Okay. So but it's kind of cool. Okay, it's kind of cool. So what you need to know, by the way, is that you cannot modify something in a submenu. So that means you cannot say, oh, I want to change the name of file, for example, or I want to name the name folder here, or I want to put a shortcut here. You cannot do that. Okay, you cannot do that. Okay, you cannot do that. Okay, hold on. You cannot do that inside the submenu. But if you call the command, okay, like this. Okay, so let's say I want to add a new here. It's a command, okay, and it's import. Do we have an import here? What import here? So insert import record. I want to import file directly, right? And then this file here is not file. Actually, it said I can rename it, because this is my transition will be. You see here, that can be confused, because if I it's file. What file is? Open file, close file, delete file? No, it's import file. So the basic command is not explicit enough. So I can override the default, right? I can override. And I say, okay, this is import file. Oh, now I understand what it is. Not only I can override, right, but I can put a shortcut. I'm going to the shortcut right now. Okay, don't follow me here. So I override the name. So now, I just said you cannot modify a submenu, but an item of a submenu, if you pick it as a command, you can. So it means that now that you know how to create your own submenu, you can create your own submenu. Okay, demonstration. Let's say I delete this and I keep import file, and I want to create a new command based on import. That's why this is very cool. Normally appear on. This is cool because you know where to search. right? Say, okay, import record. I want to import folder. Okay. So I rename this and I say import folder. So you see, those normally are inside a submenu. And as I said, you cannot modify the submenu. But now that you picked the item alone, you can rename it and do whatever you want. So now I have, let's say I call this menu import. Okay. A new import, the new import. Okay. And I want that to be in a submenu, right? What I do, I go here and I say, now I want my own import, right? So I create a submenu and I'm going to call my new import submenu, and I call that new import. Okay. So now I have my own submenu. Where it is? Okay, hold on. It's inside the super. Yeah. So I need to call this guy. Okay. I don't need to call this guy. Okay. So now I have my own import. Or I can just do what I wanted to do at the beginning, not include this inside a submenu, but include this in the menu set. I want that to be on top here. So I go there, I keep my super menu here, and I add the new import. So now I have file. Okay, so I need to rename those things. Okay, hold on. So here, so this, I'm going to rename this, not entitled, but this is a new import. Okay. Remember what I told you. This is the name of the menu inside the manage menu, but this is a name that will appear in the bar, right? So, and this is super crazy. And so now you have super crazy and you have new import. Okay.
Okay, so I do want a good spot for me to interrupt here. So Ruben asked this question, right? So it's like the question of the week, right? Here's the question of the week from Ruben. Question: for best user experience, incorporate standard or custom menus or not? I think he's like, Ruben, do I have this straight that you're asking, should you do this at all? Or should you just like leave it as is? Is that the question you're asking? Because the 3 days are here to try to teach you how to use it if you want to use it. I think the reason that people ask that question is because setting it up is not simple. Henceforth, that's why we're doing 3 days of training, right? So,
but the answer, I'm going to answer the question. We, as a developer, because we don't want to do menus, try something at home. Try to use your computer without menu. That's all what I ask you to do. You have no rights, absolutely no rights to use any shortcuts. But wait a minute. And no menu at all. You need to use your computer like this. So you will say, okay, Nick, this is impossible. So why it is impossible everywhere, but in FileMaker it should be possible? So what we do this, we do this, okay,
that's correct, because that's a lot easier to set up than the custom menu.
So we do this. So, and we are very happy. We are very proud of ourselves with this, and we're so happy. And we say, oh my God, look, my solution is so amazing. I have plenty of buttons. I don't know what to do with this, but so that's what we do. We put buttons and buttons and buttons and buttons. Okay, new, delete. At one point you don't know. And shortcuts. Oh no, you don't need shortcut. You need a mouse. You need the mouse. Who is actually really dragging a file in the trash to delete it? I do command delete 200 times.
Command, the short keyboard.
No, you can't do that, Richard. You can't, because I told you you
Oh,
need.
okay. So I have to drag and drop it. Yeah.
Yes, you have to drag and drop.
Yeah, well, that's the rub with this, right? So it's kind of like this conversation should not be necessary, but it is. So Nick is saying that you should learn this. Here's my rule. I'm always like the moderated factor here. So let me explain to you how I decide. So what I do is I have a FileMaker solution like starting point, and I put a button on here. Nick was like a million buttons, and I go like this, and then I go like this, and then I go like this, and I go like this, and I go like this, and at some point I go like 6 buttons is okay, but as Nick had, he had 28 buttons here and then 28 buttons. At some point, it becomes too much. Then I look for other ways of solving the problem. So in our internal CRM, for example, I very rarely use custom menus. But if you have a button and you want to find another way of doing it, like in my personal CRM for RCC, I have a menu up here that says invoicing, right? And it allows the financial people to kick out an invoice directly this way, kick an invoice out this way. So instead of having a bunch of buttons, it's like a pop-down menu. And so it starts to make sense, but so people say, should we use it? Well, if you have a solution that you can use 5 or 6 or 8 buttons, somewhere in that is your maximum number, then yeah, you don't need it. But as soon as you start doing buttons everywhere, then yeah, you need another way of managing your interface, right? So that would be my answer, right? So different than Nick's answer, but that's my answer.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think you said the answer of your question is actually in your question. You said, well, you have users, and then you answer the question, like my dad, okay, who will always use the menu and rarely shortcuts. Okay, that's your dad. I mean, if you look 15 years old or 20 years old or 25, if there's no shortcut, it starts to become like, ask Jacob Taylor if he doesn't have shortcuts. He starts to have some epileptic kind of crisis, right? So, it's look, as I said, you are trying to convince yourself not to use menus in FileMaker when you are not allowing you to do the same anywhere else. So, and what I try to tell you here, what I try to tell you is that, if you want to use this interface without menu, okay, you need to go there and customize the toolbar and put everything, right? And they simplify a lot, by the way, because I don't see a delete button here, and it was there before. Remember, Richard? We had a delete button here. We had a delete. Oh, it's there. Okay. Oh, you need a delete button. Of course, you need a new folder button, and you need a quick lock button. And of course, you need a get info button, and you need a connect button, and you need an eject button because I have a CD, and I need an action button, and I need a pass button because you cannot do this nice stuff we like to do here. You cannot do that. So this is your new UI. Okay. Now. Okay. So
that's cool. Pretty horrible. So yeah. So I mean that the point is that if your application is simple enough that you have very few or no buttons, then it's not really an issue. But if you have a sophisticated application like most of us end up working on, then you're probably going to need some level of custom menus. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, custom menu is, it's like I said, look all what you have. Imagine you want to put all of this in buttons, right? So it's that's what I'm saying. Look, I try to drag you into this. I'm not saying that you need to do crazy thing, right? I'm not saying you need to do like I've done here. This is just a demo, okay? Of course, I'm not going to put a file menu into a sub menu, right? But that was for demo to show you that you can do crazy things, right?
Brutterman has a question. He says, "Can a custom menu be imported from one file to the next?"
No. Okay. Thank you for the question. FileMaker Claris / FileMaker, because they start Claris, then FileMaker, not Claris. So Claris, if you're listening, hello.
They're not.
If you're listening,
they're not listening.
Okay, if you're not listening, you should listen. Okay, I'm going to send you the link, Claris. Claris, why the hell I can import anything. I can import everything here, like in manage. I can import theme, function. I can import everything, right? Script, copy paste. We can import. Why the hell I cannot import a script, a menu? Why? Why in FileMaker? Why I don't have import? That another. It's like this. Okay. By the way, remember at the beginning I told you that custom menu UI has they share a lot with value lists. So look at this. File, manage value list. Where's the import button? Look this UI, how familiar, how the same it looks. See? Look this UI, how the same it looks. This one, right? And the custom menu. The same, right? So they share the same kind of code here in FileMaker, and there's no import button. Can you imagine you could import a value list? Oh my god! Import value list. That will save me like hours, hundreds of hours of work per year, and the custom menu. I wish we could have it. So let me continue a little bit here because I want to.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Just keep going.
Yeah, I'll keep going. So now I want to talk about. The shortcuts. That's interesting. The shortcut stuff. Okay. Of course. By the way, the name can be calculated. That's cool. Okay. So you can have a name based on the current. For example, you want to say import a file to, and for example, the contact name you're in, for example, to be personalized, to tell things better to your user, right? So you can personalize the name here. So how the shortcut works. Okay, this is interesting and very, very interesting. So first of all, you cannot use control. Okay. On the Mac, you see Control D, Control F. No, see, click. No, you can't. Why? Because on the Mac you use Command D, or you use Command I, for example, import. Okay, that's on the Mac. But on the Windows, we don't have Command. We don't have this. We don't have this key on the keyboard. Right? So the Command I will become Control I on PC automatically. So, of course, on PC you don't have the command, so no question. So you won't be prevented to use command because the key doesn't exist at all. But on Mac we have both. We have a control and command. So the control is deactivated, so you cannot use it. As a primary controller, as a primary modifier key, we call that in FileMaker, okay? I can say Command F, I can say G, H, oops. What did I do? Did I go out? Where's my FileMaker? Oh, maybe, okay. G, I can say whatever, K, L, okay. So I can do whatever I want. Be careful not to do some conflicting thing with existing, shortcuts. So I don't know if you say Command F here, if it will import or do the. Oh, it import. It do the custom first. Instead of doing instead of doing this, it's doing the custom first. Okay, cool. So I think it will do the first it finds. Anyway, you have to be careful on the conflicting, because FileMaker won't tell you are conflicting. It won't tell you. So you can do Command F on Mac. You cannot do Control F on Mac. On PC, you will have to do Control F because there's no command keys at all on PC. So the question on PC doesn't exist. But to prevent the conflicting with between Mac and PC, a FileMaker decided to just deactivate the control key as as a primary activator key, like Control F. No, I cannot do it. Now I can do Command Alt D. I can do that. No command. I can do a Command Control D. Okay. Oh, hold on. Yes. Okay. Shift D. No, Command. I cannot do this, but I can. Yeah. Okay. So I can do Command, Option, and B, for example. I can do that, right? Alt. Command. Let's talk about Alt, not Option, because Option is too Mac. Okay. Let's talk about Alt. So I can do Command, Alt J. As I can say, I can do Command Shift H, Command Alt Shift J. I can do that. I can use all the keys, all the combination of keys I want, but I cannot use the control. Control is deactivated completely. I cannot say this. I cannot say Command Option H. You know what I mean? So I cannot do that. So, but I can do whatever I want here. But you need to know, what you needed to know here is that Command as a primary modifier key on Mac will become Control on PC. And on PC, since you don't have the command keys, the question doesn't apply. Okay. So, is there any question about the what's the name?
Yes. Simon says it's aggravating or annoying, I think. So yeah, that's a true statement. Definitely annoying.
Yeah, but it's not that difficult. I never find the find of the duplication too hard, because they are pretty much obvious. I understand. You need to watch yourself here, we know Command C and stuff like that. And here, for example, see, I have the F here, the J, the I. I understand. It should tell you, oh yeah, this one is used, and so yeah. It should. I'm not trying to find excuses for clarity, right? They should work on this. And this UI here, it's when you show that to a designer, UI designer, he start hyperventilating, because it's a school study of what you shouldn't do. Pretty much.
Textbook definition of
definition what you shouldn't do. This. Okay. So now we learn many things here today. We learn about this base existing thinking. Okay. We learn about the item, you can rename, override the option, the default, if it's based on the command. And we learn about the keyboard and stuff like that. Now I want
Scott does have a question. He says, can you develop shortcuts to get to the menu items in the menu bar as with FileMaker for Windows, like Alt V to get the?
Yes, you can. Yeah, that on Windows it will follow these rules. Okay. So if you have if you build a sub menu with a command like this, it will bring you there. Yeah, because FileMaker is using the menu. Actually, it's building the menu based on the UI on the platform. So right, yeah. If it's working with the default, can you do it for Mac? No, we don't have this ability. Windows machine has been built with the idea. The Windows system has been built in the idea that you could use the system completely without a mouse.
Yeah, because remember that was a Jobs thing, and this goes back to Gates and Jobs, telling Jobs made money Gates made money, and Jobs told everyone that Gates had no What had no style or design
No
sense?
taste.
No taste. No taste was the word. That's right.
I have this interview.
Uh-huh.
Fabulous interview, by the way.
Yeah, fabulous actually. So, all right.
So,
Well,
Steve Jobs, by the way, Steve Jobs, my guru. Okay, so
yeah.
I want to show two things here. Okay, first of all, action that easy. You perform a script, right? So you just perform the script, and you have access to the script and to the parameter of the script. Okay, so but you cannot change this. You cannot remove perform script, right? Yeah, you can do that. You can put your own what's the name? What's the name? You can yeah, that's what I want to say. You can remove. Okay, let me let me rephrase. I confused myself. Okay, when you open this,
Wait. You confuse yourself? Okay.
yeah, I
Okay.
confused myself.
Okay.
When you click here, you come with perform script. Okay, but you can remove this and put whatever you want, an account, for example, or let's say new file. Okay, so you want this to be new file now, right? So here what happened, if you do this, it will forget this action here. So that's what I want to tell you, because this is the preparation for tomorrow. If I don't do this, it will do whatever the command is, the default, the existing one. The existing one is, it will import file. It will fire up the import file kind of a dialog. If I do this, I am overriding the default behaviors. So now this is no longer import is new. And you will say, and you will tell me, okay, Nick, why based on something existing and then completely hijack this and make something completely different? This is the answer will be tomorrow. Okay, that's a reason why we do that, right? And of course, I can change my shortcut to be Command N. Okay, so now I have two new, a new file, right? So, or I can say Command Shift N, new file. Okay, Command Shift N. Okay, so now if I test this, this one, I open it, it says new file, right? And if I say Command Shift N, it says new file, right? So, but if I deactivate, I go there and I said this is no longer a new file, it come to import file back. That means the default behavior, right? The same menu, I didn't touch anything. I just deactivate what's the name? I remove the scripts. So now it do import, right? And that do import, right? So you can override the default behavior even in the action. And then you can say, so you can do this, and you can put any script step here. It doesn't have to be a script. You can perform a script, or you can just say, oh, I want to import the record, or I want to insert picture, for example. You want your own insert picture stuff, and you can say insert pictures like this. So it can be cool, for example, to have your own insert pictures. You have to own like open file or what I don't know, whatever you want, right? But it doesn't have to be, because many people said, oh, okay, because it comes by default with a perform script. You say, okay, oh, I'm stuck, and it can even be, and that is interesting because I love it. I use that a lot, is perform script on server directly here. So that's great. When you want to perform a script on server, you can perform the script on server directly from the menu. So you say command bloop, okay, and bam, script on server. There's no primary script on top of this and stuff like that, right? So menus has some qualities that you cannot ignore. If you ignore, it's like ignoring, oh, I don't need scripts, or I don't need calculation. So it's the same thing, to me it's the same thing. Ignoring custom menu is just I don't know, something that I wouldn't do. I will consider spending some time here. Okay, so, and of course the last thing is install when. This is important. Install when, whatever, we discovered yesterday that if I say 0, that means now the new import is not there anymore. So if I go there and I say test, so yeah, see, it's not there anymore. See, I don't. So you can say here, you see, when you're there, you say this one here is not installed. Now I want it there. I want it back. So I go there, it's back, right? So the 1.0 is the so here what the point is. This is where you install the world menu, the new import here, and this is where you say, oh, install this item, or not, So you can get, for example, you can get something empty if you do this, okay? So what you have an empty menu, right? So because you said you want to deactivate all, right? And of course, that be a calculation that you can calculate this and make it disappearing the way you want. For example, let's say you have a condition where, oh, I don't want that to be there. For example, you say, no. You cannot import file if the get account, if the get privilege, or the get account name different to admin, for example. Okay, so if it's different to admin, okay, if it's not admin, so let's do if it's admin, because I am an admin, so I want to if it's admin, remove it. So I am in admin and it's not there, right? So you can base the appearance of a menu with this. So can you imagine how easy it is now to get a file that you can prevent people to do things instead of going there when this here, that get on my nerve. This is I'm not going there. This is okay, Clarice, if you're listening, this here, where it is, where's the I never know with this new UI. Okay, I need to create a new one. This here, this here, access, non-access. This is okay. This is madness, pure and simple. This is madness. When you go there, if anybody went there and access, no access, record, no record, this is mad. No. What I prefer to do, I remove this and I say, okay, I have my own menus, and if the guy cannot import, I remove the import menu. Period. Period. That's it. I remove the import menu if the guy is not this group, right? And most of the time, what I'm doing, and actually that FileMaker came with that things, by the way, is when you have here, and I'm using the extended privilege set, and I'm creating my own, I have my own privilege set, and then I say, okay, if the guy, and then if I have the extended privilege set you can, you show or hide, etc., right? There needs to be a buzz button for cloud.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun. I would love to put a button.
A slot machine that
well,
goes
what we do is that when people buzz in, it starts an alarm going off. We'd have to send them a little animal with a battery in it, and it vibrates whenever people buzz them, saying that they have something they need to fix. That would be funny. It would be a yeah, we should do that sometime. So anyway,
Foxy Jack said, Nick, you answer my green beans versus cruise question. Okay, that's what he wanted to say. He wanted to say, are we using this piece of bleep blah bloop bleep blah bleep bloop like this piece of okay? Are we using this piece of, or are we using custom menu? Yeah. So I answer your question. Quick custom menu is there. It's manageable. It's easy to understand. Install when the guy is this, or when the guy is not this. And you know what's funny? Tomorrow we are going to learn that, but it's 2:12 yet already. But that's the last thing. Let's say here I have two import files. Okay, duplicate. I have two the same. Oh, say okay, Nick, that's crazy. Yeah. But this one, I have this import file. For example, I just make up. Okay, I have this import file with no shortcuts when it's admin, and I have a shortcut when it's not admin. Just make up, So one will show up when the other one shouldn't, right? So you can have multiple versions of it, and you can have an import file. Okay, let's say I have this import file here, and this is a default import file, the FileMaker import file. Oh, by the way, I have my own import file here, with my own perform script. I have my own script, my own import with much more limitation. For the guy, that will still be an import file, okay? That will be still import file for the user, but two different behaviors. One is because it's admin, the other one is not. When it's not, you import file, yes, but you import only very specific ones. And here, you do whatever you want. It's for developers. So you see, you can have multiple versions of the same menu, and they appears when you want them to appear, right? So sorry, but that's cool. Okay.
This is the therapy cat. So when we get disgruntled about something, then what are you looking for? She's looking for. I think she's tired. She's been bugging me all hour. I've been over here petting her. So, yeah, I have got the cat in my lap, Nick. All right, you want down, or you want to go play with the power cord?
So I mean, the is more accurate to call a security dialogue. Call it that. I think this is the best word. And Clarice, I think they have their ears on fire over there. But we're not trashing them. I'm not
it just needs to be fixed.
We say, okay, look, I'm just pointing out the problems here. Now you do whatever you want. You want to fix it, you don't want to fix it. I mean. So do you love us or you don't love us? That's it.
Simon, yeah, no pressure there. Simon says, so just to confirm, if you want a menu item to run a script, you need to do it through a action option. And then Ruben says yes.
Yeah. So and that will override the basic. And tomorrow I'm going to explain what's behind the sick mind we invented this. What was the idea behind his sick mind?
Okay. I don't even know.
Because
do we even know who that was?
I know I'm not insulting anybody, because the guy who did that, maybe rest in peace. I don't know, because that is 30 years old, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he's retiring in Florida and counting the truckload of Apple stock and stuff like that. But good for you, man. Good for you. But we don't thank you.
We don't thank you. Anyway, so tomorrow is day 3. It'll be great. Nick, why don't you switch to your camera? Any parting words of motivation? People are saying it's a great session. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, look, I try to make it funny, and I try to explain it. Look, you understand how difficult it was for me to explain all of this. It's and that's why nobody is even daring explaining this. Okay, because the problem is the new generation of developer, they don't want to even go there. Unfortunately, fortunately for you, I endure the pain for you. Okay, so. And I can come and explain to you what is behind the mind of people that invented this, right? And I think I gave you some clues here that will help you better understand what's going on. Like to start with the menus first, and then you put create the set after, right? I think that is the original scene of the problem here. Is this? They should have started with the menus, and then say, okay, now you have menus, you can put them somewhere. Instead of saying, okay, you have a bag, but nothing to put inside, right? So no, first you go to the grocery store. Imagine that you go to the grocery store, you have a cart. In the cart, you put the products. And then when you have the product in the cart, you go there, you pay your stuff, and then you put in bags, okay? So those are bags. So I think the original scene is this: start with the custom sets and then go to the menus. I think that, and now I think if you watch the video carefully, and you can watch it many, many times, you will understand all of this. And if you take the time to really look at this, you can understand what's going on. But I gave you pretty much all what you need here. And tomorrow,
well, what are we doing tomorrow then? If everyone knows everything,
tomorrow we are going to use that crazy. We are going to use that as crazy, and you already have the sample file. Don't ask me. Is the UI UX V2,
V3,
or the V3? But the V2 is the same. So you have last question. What cool T-shirt today? It's a Monterey, California T-shirt.
Okay, there you go, Monterey, California. All right, that's it for today, everyone. Appreciate the awesome comments. We appreciate everything. If you have questions about the upcoming broadcast, also, for those of you, a reminder, if you're looking for some help in Spanish, el español, we have a FileMaker developer who's looking to pick up some more project work in Spanish. He's definitely talented in that area. Let me know. We'll connect you with him. Kind of a mid-level guy, pretty good. He can coach or do development, whatever works for you. If you need Spanish. If you don't need Spanish, then that's fine. And then if you have topics or suggestions, send an email to support@RC Consulting about an upcoming topic you'd like to see. So, till tomorrow, Nick.
Okay. Demasiado hermoso. Bye-bye.
And the guys just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected. The quarterback, great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Trying to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the fourth. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap, stands in, throws it left for Amendola, reaches up and snacks a high throw and lands inside the 10, rolling to the 9. Ball slightly behind him, but Danny makes the grab.